Ready, set, whoa. Welcome to the show. Today we're featuring HuntHux, owner of Boogie Mob, DJ and producer, and a whole list of just other crazy things. What's going on, bro?
Yo, what's good? What's honey? I'm so honored to be here. Wody, what's goody?
Feels so good to have you on the show, man.
You.
SoCal, another beautiful day, obviously.
This
We're
shit's
blessed
so
with this.
fire.
It's like January.
Like
It's
65 degrees and shit.
People are surfing.
I love that shit, man.
Did you grow up in SoCal?
I did not. I grew up on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Obviously, a lot of people know about it because of the show that just came out on Netflix. But it's just a chain of barrier islands off the coast, super small population. We fish and we surf, and like that's about it.
And then what brought you out here?
So I came out to California after I went to college, and I came out here primarily for music, but it was something I kind of just put up into the universe. I applied to a bunch of jobs, just like random entry-level positions, like 40 of them across like 5 U.S. cities on the western half of the U.S.
Okay,
Damn.
And it just so happened that San Diego was the place I got a job. It was in Del Mar. I'm like, dude, this is fucking prime. And
Let's go.
yeah, and it just, I mean, obviously I've always wanted to move to California. For one, just like the culture and shit, but also too because of the beach. Like everything's on the coastline, especially SoCal, and there's good surf out here. And I've been everywhere on the East Coast, so doing something new mixed with music, it like this was just the proper place to be. It just aligned like that with the stars, and I just went with it. Never been here before, and drove here. Pulled up,
paradise.
like moved here, like the first time I've ever been here. So
Yeah, it happens to a lot of people.
yeah, bro. There's a lot of transplants out here.
So you would say the beach is probably that kind of that median between home and like the beach and the coast is like the main reason why you were like San Diego, that's tight. I know I can surf there. I know I can still fish there, you know.
Yeah.
Similar, but when you got here, especially to San Diego, first impressions, you were just like,
Yeah, this is home.
This is it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is home. I will put roots in San Diego. Like San Diego's the best.
I feel
man.
that. I
I've
wanna
been
do
a
the
lot of
same.
places, and this is like the dank of the dank, you know.
Yes. We're very blessed here.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
But that median, for sure, the beach for me is home. I love the beach.
Dude, the
Like,
ocean is like,
it's so healing, and it's something that's always been a part of my life, and something I've always been just, I don't know, so flabbergasted by. Like, it's so much unknown out there. And
Right.
the unknown, like, my brain works in crazy ways and, like, constantly be thinking and shit. So it's like the unknown is something that interests me. It intrigues me. And the ocean, it's like forever moving. It's forever changing.
Constant
It's
motion.
constant motion. And it's like, especially with surfing, there's not one wave that ever breaks the same. There's not one. And I think that is so cool. Or like, you know, you can skate the same half pipe a million times, and you can try different stuff over and over and over again. But like when you surf, like it's hard to like really get good at it. You have to put a lot of time and effort into the water, because it's like you catch a wave. How long are you on the wave? Maybe 10 seconds, three seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, you know? So it's like to get good at something where you're only having 10-second intervals of, you know, like that's crazy, man. So that's something that's always interested me, and just, bro, I love the ocean. Like that's my happy place. Like that's my escape from reality outside of the studio.
I think that's something me and you can really connect on.
100%.
For me growing up, closest to Laguna Beach, but for Surf City, really Huntington Beach is a special place for me growing up, surfing Bolsa Chica with my dad and
Sick.
having family ties in HB, Huntington Surf and Sport. Big shout out to everything that's going on down in Huntington Beach, really the surf capital of the world. I will argue against any other city. But yeah, man, the beach is so special. Being able to ride with Mother Nature, ride a wave, whether it's body surfing,
insane.
boogie boarding, anything, just being in there, it's a really
Yeah.
therapeutic. And that's why I get why people surf every day, because it's just their form of therapy and meditation, being out in the water and doing
It
that.
is, man.
So
It's great.
it's yeah, try not to take it for granted. I remember when I had the realization that we are so blessed to be along the coastline at everybody, just in the United States, how much coast there is compared to how much land there is everywhere else. And thank you, Mom, for coming out from Ohio to have me in California. That is a blessing in itself. Yeah, shout out Julie. Like, I love you so much. Like, mwah. Yeah. So I think my first question for you was, where did kind of the music inspiration really cultivate and start from? Was it just jamming CDs and tunes when you were young, always like discovering music, or where did your love for music really kind of start?
My parents.
Okay.
My parents are big music heads, and like they always told us, like, instead of taking you guys on like crazy vacations, we'd rather take you to like concerts and sports games and give you experiences of life. And so, I mean, from a young age, been going to concerts and like have always been attracted to that. And it's like, dude, I'm a huge music head. My library is like really vast through multiple generations and stuff because of my parents. Like, my dad pulled us out of school for 2 days to go see the Rolling Stones when I was in 5th grade. Little brother's in 3rd. The other one's like, you know, kindergarten. And like, we're going to the Stones. So stuff like that. And you know, my parents introduced Outkast to me. Like, whoa. You know, when Speakerboxxx and Love Below came out that summer, that was like all my parents listened to for like 2 months in the car. Mom ahead. Or dad's car, both had the CD in. And like, that was just like, that was a big thing for us as a family. It was just like bonding over music. So because of having that background, I've always wanted to be in the industry. And you know, like 6th grade, like stealing the Wu-Tang book from the library and like holding on to it and studying that, and just like going through just a lot of old school hip hop. I've always been a rap fan, but just going through old school hip hop and just like, this shit is dope. And that's a big thing for me right now. I'm not hating on anyone's craft or anything, but like, we need more dank music. And I feel like there's more shitty music than there is dank music out right now. And it's like, let's make music dank again.
People lost the intention of like the music.
They did.
Started chasing what was behind it.
Exactly.
The lifestyle that was coming around
100%. There's a lot of greed behind it. And also too, I mean, it's, I guess, I'm not even going to say that's fun, but like just talking about shit that isn't applicable to most every person's life is like, it's a fantasy world. And so it's like, yeah, you can put a good beat behind anything, but like lyrics are like a real vocal aspect that you can like really send messages on and like really create and plant seeds to like where things actually could change. There's so much influence of music. So that's like another thing I've been attracted to. And just that's where I feel most comfortable with myself, is like making music or like performing music or writing music. And I don't know, it's just, that's my shit, man.
I think that's something I really appreciate about you as an artist, as a DJ, and as a producer, is that your ability for vocals on your tracks when you're performing. You know, you're not afraid to pick up the mic and like you have like I love your raw just flow that you have. I really like
Appreciate
your style.
that,
really like your sound. I've always been a fan. But I think that's kind of what diversifies you in this scene in San Diego and all across, is just your ability to really just make something like different and raw. And like your sounds are very, very unique. And
I appreciate
anybody that
bro.
hasn't checked out HuntHux music on Spotify, all streaming platforms, definitely needs to take a look, because
go peep that.
It's gas. All my homies make dank music. I'm sitting with just amazing musicians right now. I'm so stoked I'm just so stoked to be a hype man for my two boys right here, because we're looking fresh, we're looking good. Like this is a cool little group we got right here.
Yeah, since I've known you, it's only been about a year now that I got introduced to you through Poppy. Yeah, and that whole scene of people. Like all I've known about you is that you've been a DJ. You've been DJing for like what, 10 years now? 8 years? It's like a long
exactly like 8 years since 2014. Been DJing. Been producing the same time. I started DJing and producing at the same time.
So 8 years.
So 8 years, yeah.
What are some of the biggest or just your favorite festivals that you've performed at or been to?
Bro, Lightning in a Bottle is like one of my favorite festivals of all time. I've been to a lot of festivals all over the country, through the Midwest, through the South, and definitely on the West Coast as well. But like that festival is so special to me, and I don't think there's anything that really compares, because it's like you cover all aspects of any walk of life. Like, dude, yeah, you can go and get faded there and like do that, but they also have stuff that they have AA meetings there. They have professors from top level colleges across the country coming in and teaching mindful workshops that, you know, if you're new to it, it doesn't seem fugazi. It's not like in question. It's things that really make sense. And I think the transformational aspect of that festival is so special. Another thing, they have like a kids area. Like if you go with your family, you can bring your kids and you can drop them off. And it says like it says something like all parents must be accompanied by children to like enter this area. Like, dude, and just stuff like that. Also with all the art installations and the music and the food, and like that's my favorite festival.
I'm so glad you said that, because I think Wasani and I can both agree.
100%.
I've been to 6 libs.
If
like,
you haven't been to a lightning
fire.
in a bottle,
we will see you there
Please
this
go.
year in 2022.
Yeah.
I don't know about HuntHux.
Same.
But
No,
are
I'm
you
not
gonna,
playing
you're not
there.
gonna go? Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go for sure. Not performing there,
okay.
but yeah.
I mean,
just,
you'll probably be throwing down a set somewhere.
at the Woe
I'm sure.
the Woe Renegade pop-up
Oh,
like
of
definitely come
course.
through.
You
Like
guys are
Hux
doing
will be
that.
headlining.
No,
for
we're
sure.
definitely doing that, bro.
that would be so fun. Little late night spin sesh.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I love lib.
Cool, yeah. That's
There's
top
another really
notch.
cool fest I went to back in like 2013 called Buku Fest in New Orleans. That's something else that's always stood out to me. It was like in Masquerade Town, I think is what it's called, and it's where they keep all the New Orleans Mardi Gras floats. So there's like all these crazy floats and shit everywhere
sounds
right
cool.
on the river. Like
I like New Orleans a
and
lot.
stuff like that, like settings of festivals that are like really intricate and unique. Electric Forest is fire as fuck too. Like that festival's insane, bro. There's a lot of good events out there, and all these events, going to these events from like 2012 to like 2015, when I like really was doing my Midwest South festival circuit stuff, like always I was like, I'm going to be playing these festivals. I'm going to be a main stage artist. And
You're on your way.
yeah, like things are starting to get put together, but I've been putting 8 years into this.
Exactly.
There's a lot of work. There's a lot of time that goes into that craft, and I don't know. It's one of those things that I believe so strongly in it that like I'm never gonna give up. Like this shit is gonna happen. It's going to happen. So there's like no other way with it.
You can tell that you love it too, dude. You have such a passion for it. Like
Straight up.
Love this shit, bro.
you're thriving in the studio every time you're in it, and you're creating magical experiences
Yeah.
with people live.
Dude, I get
Different types
so
of
hype
vibes.
off that, man. And that's the thing is, it's like, yeah, it's cool, I guess, to be big and all, to where you can like have your music heard on like a large number. But like, even if my shit was never heard, which it's gonna get heard, but even if it never did, just those like magical moments with people that I trust and people that I love is like unmatched. Like that raw like harness of like special congruent energy is just, it's like, wow.
No, I love being on stage too. That's definitely my favorite
Love that
part
shit.
of
Love that shit, bro. That New Year's set, like that was so fun. Us doing
Ooh.
it, that was such a vibe. That shit was proper.
How much
Yeah.
weed was rolled into that joint on stage? Like,
King
oh,
Kong fingers.
oh my
bro.
goodness.
2 or 3
That was a
rooms.
Wasani special right
That
there.
was, bro. That shit was so hard.
That-
That shit was fun. Man.
That was easy.
We plotted that out too. I'm like, Kim was Sonny up there before. I'm like, bro, we gotta bring out a big joint when we do this. Like, let them know it's good. My dumbass goes into like the sound check, high as shit, and I'm like, yo, do you think it's cool if we like smoke in here? Which I have no idea what the fuck I asked that, but the dude was like, no, like you can't be doing that in here. Never relayed the information to Asani. Just let it fucking rip. And dude, they didn't say a word, bro.
Fuck that. Not when you're on stage.
Nah, bro.
Yeah,
I'm trying to puff and I want to puff, you know?
What are you gonna do? Take it out of my hand mid like performance? Like,
I think that really says a lot about the Boogie Mob mentality. I think that's something we need to touch on a little bit.
Yo, shout out Boogie Mob.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and give us a little bit about Boogie Mob and how that came to be.
So it's probably like 2018, and I'd gone to this random party one night, and at this party met some other people who were trying to continue the party going when the person that I went with was trying to go home. So I was like, yo, I'm just gonna kick it with these cats. Ended up doing like a full send, and in this full send, like the next morning at like 9 a.m., I met this kid, Shane. Instantly vibe with Shane. Shout out Shane. But I met Shano, and I was like, yo, this kid's cool as fuck. At this point in time, I didn't know that many people in San Diego, especially in the music scene, because I'd been living in North County and just doing all my own shit, making my own music, doing mixes, like, but not knowing anybody to like really show it to.
I see.
Just still working on my craft, but randomly met Shano. Shano's like, bro, I'm gonna introduce you to a lot of people and shit. And we ended up, I think like a week later, went and saw Troy Boy at Park.
Yeah.
And
let's go.
at Troy Boy at Park, I'm like, bro, this is the fucking move. We should do a collective and throw bass events. And so I'd asked him if he knew any places, and he was like, bro, you got to meet Nikki. Shout out Nikki, boom. And so me, Nikki, Shane finally like all get to kick it together. And real quick side story, when I met Nikki, we're in this party like rolling blunts, and this Nikki fucking comes in. And Nikki's like, yo, what's good? Has his own blunt. We light up, and we start like playing dice in the middle of the kitchen of this fucking party, bro. And it's like, we're so sauced. And I was like, this is the coolest crew ever right now. I'm like, this is the coolest crew, Nikki and Shano. So we brought Nikki on board, but we decided to do a collective and throw a bass event. So I asked Shano, I'm like, where the fuck should we do this? He suggested this place, Avenue and PB. And so we went and had a meeting with Travis over there. And Trav was like, I don't really fuck with bass music, but I'll give you guys a shot. We're like, fuck yeah. So we booked, who'd we book? We booked Oren from Kino Village. We booked Malad from Afternoon Umbrella Friends. And who else? My mind's blanking right now on who else we booked. It doesn't really matter, but we threw that event. We partnered with these cats, Versal, a clothing company, and had them do some merch there and shit. Yeah. And bro, it was a success. Like, we crushed the bar. Like, we had a line out the door. That place was jam packed, and that was really the birth of Boogie Mob. I had created this name when I was in prison in like 2014. It was like, I want to have a crew called Boogie Mafia. So when we were thinking of the name, I brought it up to Shano, and Shane's like, yeah, fuck with that, but I feel like it could be changed. And then Nikki was like, what we call it, Boogie Mob. And so
there it was.
And so there it was. It clicked instantly in my head. I'm like, that's fucking gangster. Like, that is G as fuck. And it really speaks on who we are. And, fast forward like 3 years. I took like an afternoon nap one day and dreamed of this logo that we now have, which is our logo, our Boogie Mob logo, and dreamed of it, woke up, drew it immediately, and then like put it on like my design app. And
whoa.
Yeah. And I don't know, bro, there's just been a lot of divine shit about this, and the timing of everything happening. It's literally like in a constant like uphill flow. Like, there's been nothing really with music that's ever made me go like downhill or like get stopped at a certain point. Like, it's always forever moving up. And so with having a lot of time at be doing that, it's been like, you believe more and more and more into it, to where it's like, this shit's gonna happen. Like, what's gonna stop this? And that's kind of where we're at with Boogie Mob. We've done a lot of events.
I was gonna say the first Boogie Mob, and I think the only one I went to was at Revel.
Yeah.
And that night was super lit.
Yeah,
like,
bro, that shit,
place
we
was,
sold out
like,
Revel, bro.
No, of course.
That was the first event we ever did there. Shout out Sam, she's great at Revel.
That was a really fun
Shout
night.
out Revel. Yeah, that venue's a really special place for us.
Then you threw the Charles show.
Yeah, and then the Charles show at Music Box. He had a partnership with Music Box.
Wow.
Yeah, bro, that show was really special. R.I.P. Charles, man. That was my favorite producer all the time. When we first started Boogie Mob, I don't know. When I used to get faded, I'd like go off the deep end with my ideas, and I at the time was like, I'm gonna book Charles the First. I'm gonna book in. You know, we're at like a house party like 6 a.m. and people are like, yeah, I don't know about all that and all this shit. And then next thing you know, like 2 years later, we do Charles the First, which was a huge show for us, man. That was a big thing. I partnered with one of my really close friends, Jesse Rizzuto, on that with What's the Move. Shout out Jesse. And Jesse was a huge key component in that event happening. If it wasn't for Jesse and I together, it wouldn't have happened. And so, like I said, he was a key component, and we made that show happen, and it was really special, man. I feel really honored to have been able to host Charles the First, even in general, but especially after him passing. It was the first time he'd ever been to San Diego to play a show. We had one of his close friends, player Dave, on that show.
Yep.
We all got to connect personally.
Yeah, we all got to connect personally. He came over to the crib after.
Such a nice dude.
Like that was a really special night, man, and that was a big thing that was a big accomplishment for me, for Boogie Mob, to host a big major event like that. And you know, again, shout out What's the Move. Like that show was really, really special, man.
No, we appreciate you for tagging us in.
Oh, always, bro. I'm so glad y'all vended, bro, there. And we made the hoodies. Like, bro, there was some really cool shit about that project, man. Really
Everything,
cool
top
shit.
to bottom.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. I love that you guys accepted to do that and wanted to do that. And
that was pretty standout to me, dude. Honestly, again, with the amount of time we've known each other, but just right away we knew like the amount of seriousness that we're on, you know, and we're really focused in on our crafts right now. Like we just immediately knew the connection was going to be like, let's do everything we can to help each other out.
Which is, I love that, bro.
Yeah.
I was telling Haley about that the other day. Just how I love relationships like that are so balanced with give and take and just like mutual, like, bro, just understandment. Like, you know, I'm going to do anything. You can call me anytime of any day and hit me with any question, and I would be right there and do anything I could. And I know that that's reciprocated, and shit like that those are the types of relationships that are really special to me. You know, especially in a cutthroat industry, man. Like you gotta trust you gotta trust people around you and be with your trusted people. And I love seeing homies be doing progression, and we don't step on each other's toes, man. We're like, right, and I love that, bro. There's a lot of people who are cool with each other, and then toes, I guess, start to get stepped on, and people trip about it, man. But like, I love that we're both in our own lanes cruising, and they intertwine constantly, bro.
Yes. Yeah. We're growing together.
Together 100%, man.
As humans, as artists, as spiritual beings. Like,
bro, I'll have you guys a part of anything I do, man. That's like...
No, straight up. That's
on bond, for real.
This is really it. So are you going to... What's like another manifestation that you want to work on as far as a collaboration, or... really, I guess, any type of project? I mean, what are you working on right now?
So one of my biggest music goals for 2022 is to come out with a track that's fully produced by me, written by me, mixed, mastered, engineered. Everything is like me.
Okay.
That gets numbers, that gains traction. I don't know how high that traction is, but to where people start to relate my name with like a specific track, not just that I can DJ or that I play shows in San Diego, but like actually put out like a really quality record that gets traction, that gets numbers, that portrays exactly the vision I'm trying to like open up right now into the music industry. So that's like a big goal for me. I like setting goals, but I like setting obtainable goals. You know, I'm a big dreamer, as everybody knows. Like, I be thinking the biggest shit. But when it comes to goal setting, you know, something I've learned recently is there's a lot of steps that go into that. So making obtainable goals builds subconscious confidence. And it's like taking those types of steps will get me to a point to be able to do that. I'm about to have like a big surgery that's going to clear out my sinuses. So my whole voice is about to be sounding different and shit because of like me being sober for a period of time and like really taking my health.
Congratulations.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
like
man.
taking my health under like really high consideration. And this surgery is going to happen in like 3 weeks. And when it does, after recovery, it's, I don't really know what to expect from it because I haven't heard my normal voice in so long. But it's like being able to record and not sound nasally and shit, bro. Like,
We're about to turn a whole new
sounds-
page.
it's a whole
Yeah.
new page, bro.
So the music you make right now is bass music, correct?
Yeah, so I had this whole thing, like, I love bass music. I always have. And I don't necessarily, though, make bass beats.
Okay.
The beats that I make are more hip-hop beats or, like, lo-fi.
So you're going to be
Hip-hop.
versatile.
So I definitely want to be versatile, but my into the music industry is through the electronic world.
DJing.
And if I love bass music,
You're going to play that.
and I'm going to play that. And I've also started to incorporate with my songs having bass drops on the second half of it or at the beginning and rapping with it. So I'm blending both genres, hip hop and bass music. And I call it this thing hood bass. It's hip hop influenced electronic music. And it's like me doing that, I get to spread my craft that I'm nice with a mic, but also with a like specific sound that's hip hop influenced bass music. I work a lot with a producer named Lou Sid, and Lou and I mesh real well together, especially in the studio. I love working with Lou, but he's really nice with the bass beats.
Oh my
So me
Nasty.
getting on the mic
Filthy.
with it and us having like him cover that, me cover the vocal and the hip hop side of it. We've been making a lot of really special music that's just different. Like where people are like, what do you even call this? And I fucking love that.
Yeah.
I love where people are like, what genre even is this? That's letting me know that people hearing it have never heard this type of shit before.
Different.
It's different. And I think that that's a big play in the music industry, man, is like having something different, having something unique, having something that's like solely, when someone hears my shit, I want them to be able to like, oh, that sucks. No off the bat, just because of either the beat or because of the vocal. And that's something I'm like really trying to reach towards. So that's like another goal I'm trying to have this year is really honing in and developing my unique sound that's consistent.
Yeah, when I first got introduced to bass music, growing up with hip hop and listening to the lyrics and loving that aspect of it, and then hearing the bass, and I was like, oh gosh, I need to blend this. But that was,
Bro.
back in like 2014, 13,
Yeah,
when
bro.
I was just getting started listening to that.
That was when I had the idea too, bro.
So I think that's another reason why I'm just so
you
on top of
understand
your
the
shit,
vision,
because
bro.
I'm just like,
You
that's
see it,
such a
man.
nice combination of two sounds.
Yeah, they flow really well.
Exactly, yeah.
They do.
It's like, yeah, and there are people who have put out tracks that are rapping over bass music, and I fuck with that, man. This shit sounds clean. A$AP Rocky did Wild for the Night with Skrillex like 10 years ago,
And that was a banger.
And that was a banger, but never went any further than that. So it's like, I think diving more into some melodic bass with hip hop is a really cool vibe. But I've always thought about like, think about having a #1 rap track that has a dope bass drop in it, or like, so that's something I'm trying to get to, is being on the forefront of hip hop music, but with my electronic twist on it.
Respect.
Makes sense.
Being able to be in two different markets at the same time. You know, I don't feel like that's stretching myself too thin. It's just two different charts.
Yeah, and you can keep it really lyrical because I feel like a lot of the combinations that we hear now are just like you hear a little hook or something.
Exactly. There's not like a full steady track. Bars. Yeah. Exactly. And I think a lot when I write and shit.
Yeah, I see you. You actually write your shit down. That's another thing too that artists nowadays, most of them don't.
Yeah, which, I mean, I respect anyone's craft and the way they make it, but for me, I think that's what answers the question of why is there so much repetitive, obnoxious, easy to say, easy to rhyme bullshit on fucking really dope beats. Like, you're wasting these dope ass beats with this same hook you're saying 8 times. Like, whatever.
It's commercial. It's commercial though.
But that's trash to me, bro. The fact
that's just what happened though.
It is. And it is commercial.
I'm not backing them. I'm just like
100%.
That's what happened when big money gets involved and you can just do whatever.
But it's like, what type of message are people actually trying to push out there if that's what they think is good?
It's becoming the culture. It is the culture now. And look what our culture is right now. It's like,
so I kind of
need to pick it up.
I want to shake things up a little bit.
So yeah, I mean, dude, I've been getting introduced to a lot of conscious rap.
Conscious rap's tight.
Good stuff.
But it's got a stigma with it. So it's like, how do you make conscious rap that's also doesn't have that stigma behind it?
Right. No, sadly.
And there's a lot of people who are nice with it.
We're breaking the veil. Slowly but surely, honestly.
Slowly but surely.
The craft is getting honed.
I had another question for you,
HuntHux.
In the dream scenario that you could grab any hip hop artist, DJ in a collab, like who would that be for you? Like if no money option at all.
Mac.
Bring him back.
Mac
Are you serious?
Yeah. Out of any artist,
oh my goodness,
it would be Mac.
So you're not going to work with anybody then that's currently alive?
If I had to pick anybody, that would be.
Yeah.
But for somebody who's alive, I think it'd be really sick to work with Troy Boy. I think it'd be sick to lay some dope bars.
He's one of my
over like a raw Troy Boy beat.
I can honestly see that happening.
No, me
that
too.
would be really sick.
Sure.
That would be really sick.
Oh, that's happening. No, it's
I
already.
Think we can make that.
The universe already put it.
That would be huge. Also too, like, I'm trying to think who else I'd want to work with.
Who would you make a beat for? If you said Troy Boy would be cool because you would rap on that, but if you could make a beat for somebody to get on,
I think it'd be sick to make a beat for J. Cole.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You could make but if you could do it
or
with
just
the
to
bass,
work with him,
if you could do it in the bass side of things to bring him into that,
and I don't know,
that'd be fun.
I feel like, I mean, people fuck with dope drums, you know what I'm saying? You got a little wub behind it, not like too much,
exactly.
But it could sound really sick. Like, I want to bring electronic hip hop to the forefront of hip hop, like switch it up, you know, like do something completely new that's on that level.
So this whole time that you've been making music, have you been getting support from fam and like friends, or like what kept you going this whole time? Like,
what's honestly kept me going is just myself. When it comes to support, I think it took my mom coming out here to like actually come to a festival that I played and like actually see my interactions with people because of the music thing, for her to really understand like what I'm doing out here versus it just being like a hobby or like a party or something. And my mom's always giving me support, but I think because of her doing that and witnessing it and then telling the rest of my family about the experience, it's made them start to see more.
So that only happened recently though?
It's only happened recently. Yeah, bro. Damn. Like on some real shit, man. I love my family. My parents are a little bit older and they've just always like, you go to college, you get a job, and and me doing something completely for myself, like on my own and chasing the music thing, has taken them some time to really understand that it's like, I don't know, this is what I'm doing. And I think, that was a big turning point, like to have like someone in my family finally see it. Like I said, my mom's always giving me support, but I'm the one who like every morning gets up and is like, this is what I'm fucking doing. And there's, you know, but being around like-minded people is a huge thing for me as well.
San Diego's a good place for that.
San Diego's a good place for that, man. Like, and there's a lot of dope people who are like currently like in my life on a frequent basis who push me to want to get better at my craft. You know, it's like a friendly like match, like almost like not a competition, but like it's leveling up with other people is like a huge drive. I love seeing progression and shit. And then I have amazing support from my girlfriend. Like, shout out Hales. I fucking love Hales.
Yeah, Haley.
Yeah,
she's the best. Always there.
She's always there. She's so rad. She's so easygoing and just like very minimal stress and a lot of support. Always pulling up, always there. Like, she knows how to give me like the space and time that I need to like do what I need to do, and while being right there. Like, I don't know. She's great. So she's a huge support in my life. I got really good friends around.
Yeah, I can see. So it's mainly just like the people around you. Yeah, I was blessed with a supportive mom who like pulled up to my shows when I was like 17, 18,
that's huge,
19,
man.
20.
Yeah.
I mean, that as well as the peer review. Like, when I first started making music in high school, I bought a $60 microphone, a really shitty laptop, put together some beats on YouTube, recorded myself, put it on a CD, started passing it around. And
your mom supporting it?
I mean, yeah, she was like, as long as my homework's getting done, you know. And she's a professor. She's like a teacher. So that's really her main thing was like academics, you know. As long as that's being taken care of, didn't matter, whatever. But yeah, I was super artistic from the jump. And because of giving these CDs out, kids are listening to my shit. Then they're letting me know a couple weeks later, yo, show's dope, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, really? Like, because I was really literally just giving it out to see, like, what was the main do people like this? Is this cool? Like, and people were loving it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, let's keep this going. Ended up doing shows. By the time I was like 17, I was opening up for Waka Flocka, E40, Too Short, Andre. My mom's in the crowd for the Soulja Boy concert.
Let's go.
Watched Soulja Boy. Like, oh my gosh. My little brother's like 11 or 12 watching me smoke a blunt on stage.
Yeah, I love that.
It was cool, but yeah, I knew that I was fortunate to have a parent that was like, dude, I didn't go to college. Like, and my mom's a professor.
Yeah.
So, you know, that for her, that was like a lot of trust. And I just was like, I'm on this music shit. Like, I'm just focused, you know? So
it feels good having that parent perspective.
Yeah.
You know, that it's honestly like, as much as people want to be like, nah, like at that age you care about what your parents think, or even still to whatever age you are, you care about what your parents think. But it's like, it's just that validation. It's like unspoken. It's just like, okay, you believe that what I'm doing is actually like what I should be doing.
I was there in the crowd with your mom. I didn't know that was literally her first time experiencing that at all.
Ever,
but,
bro.
Wow.
Dude, she was having so much fun.
Yeah, my mom's a G, bro. I love
backstage.
Yeah, bro. She's so G, bro. And she just, I don't know. She really supports my shit now just because she knows it's like, it's what makes me happy. And she told me that. She was like, she calls me Hunt. She's like, Hunt, like, I see that you were just genuinely happy with your day to day and like what you do and what you're doing. And if you have figured out a way that it works for you, then I'm stoked on that. And that is like a huge thing, you know? And I'm always like, I can't wait to buy you a crib and like put you up and like, you know, but regardless of all that, like, that's what also helps me agree at times that like, you know, should I keep going with this? Should I like take a step back or whatever? That like, I am supposed to be doing this, you know? My mom's fucks with it. Everyone around me fucks with it. It's like, it just makes sense, you know?
It feels good to be around you, dude, doing what you're doing. It's a very warm vibe that you give off.
That
was another thing, too, that was very standout to me when I first met you in this industry. Like you said, it's very cutthroat. But you were just, like, so genuinely showing love, like, and really making people feel comfortable, yet still, like, on your gangster tip. You know? And I was like,
that's a hard balance.
This guy's
cool.
This guy's cool. The family dinners and shit.
Yeah, bro, I love that shit, man.
Keeping that culture alive is great, man. I'm happy you're doing what you're doing. and your focus and intentions and dreams are big for the hip hop, community, and that's great.
Appreciate that,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm here to feel that with Woe, and that's kind of why we created this whole thing, so we could just have a way to help artists.
Bro, I love Will.
That's it.
Y'all know Will shows me so much love, and it goes right back. And
yeah,
y'all got something special, man. I've always said that. Always.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
I think a big reason why a lot of people know Whoa in San Diego is because of you, bro.
Definitely.
Like, you have definitely put us on in a huge way, and so many people
that.
look up to you and your music. So to have the Whoa on your head, or however it is, like,
just
it
hyping it up in general.
Bro, I love collabing with people, and I love being loyal to people that I collab with that mesh really well. And I've always kind of wanted to have in a way, like a clothing company to fuck with, something that I really resonated with behind the clothes, the message and stuff. And that's why, dude, it was just such perfect timing when we tapped in, when we linked. And that's why anything I do, I try and get you guys to be a part of, or like reach out about it. And I just love that shit, man, because when you guys pull up too, there's so much love and people fuck with it so hard. And it's like, I love being around people that I don't have to vouch for, or that, like, you know what I'm saying? Right. That I know, like, they're gonna add such a presence just being involved with something else, It's like connecting that dot is like a really special thing to me. I love that shit.
Yeah, bringing your name up in other rooms and shit like that, just like really having your back,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if you're around. Like, it's just,
I love that, man. I feel that love.
It's solid. Yeah, San Diego warmly welcomed us, and we love it out here, man.
Yeah.
Like, we started the Woe concept in LA. We like started the business kind of side of things in Orange County. And then as soon as we just like meshed with this music out here, we were like, oh my gosh, this is the place for us.
Bro, San Diego's hot right now, man.
Yes.
It's super hot.
And that's
a lot of cool artists coming out.
There's a lot of cool artists, bro. And that's the thing, is it's like San Diego's always been LA's little brother. But but San Diego is way more beautiful. The people are danker. There's like more closeness to the beach. It's like, I don't know, man. There's something really special about here. And I think like there's a lot of artists that have come out of San Diego and stuff. I'm not hating on anybody, but like some one-hit wonder shit. Like there's no one who's like crowned San Diego who's like held that spot down for a long period of time. And
Desert Hearts, maybe.
Yeah, Desert Hearts.
In that space.
Yeah, but they're in a small space.
Right.
Yeah,
that's not like.
And nothing against their movement. Their shit's tight, man. They've done something really. They took a scene and really made it. Like the house scene in San Diego because of Desert Hearts. I'm just in a different lane. I don't know. They're in their own lane. I'm just saying, in like a hip hop realm, or like, I mean, there's people who have claimed it, but like,
you need two different sides of the festival to go to. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hit this up for a little bit, have that house, and then also have your bass music. Because if you don't, I don't know. That's my personal philosophy on balancing music, especially when you have a music festival with more stages. Like, definitely check out both. Experience 100%. Everything, but obviously you're gonna be drawn one way or the other most of the time. Sure. So it's cool to be a part of multiple collectives here in San Diego, just because Boogie Mob is amazing. Umbrella Friends, shout out to what they got going on as well. And it's everyone's all tied up down community. Here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a lot of people intertwined.
That's another reason why before I even met you, I was like hearing your name. The people that I knew that I now know you, I was like, really interested in them and the way they moved, and I was just like, so we met through Poppy, Alex. That's like Desert Heart fam, kind of like, I don't even know, and that was
it was destined to be.
Savvy, who like I haven't even I've known since like 2014, 15, and that's out in here. Because you lived around here in Oceanside.
Yeah, it was when I was living. It was when I was living actually in Oceanside right here. I would record on Wednesdays.
Shout out
at
Tuss.
Yeah, at the Upper Squadron studio
Bro.
in Carlsbad Village. And I did that
Yo.
for like 6-7 months. Wayne jet ski, yoga mat. Who else was over there?
Yo.
Oh no.
There's some few cats there. Yeah.
That was one of my first homies that put together his own studio and was making money off of his own studio.
Yeah, bro. That's why I tapped in with him.
I was like, yo,
y'all actually doing this. You're renting it out to like get people in here.
So when I first met him, he was just recording in a closet, and I had like this project out called Apartment 14. I like gave him a CD, and then like the next time I like randomly ran into him, which also happened like 3 other times, every other time he was like progressing in the music. And then like, yeah, by the end of it, he had his own studio like a block and a half from the ocean, like just recording.
Bro,
Tuss, man,
yeah,
like,
bro, those are some early. Dude, I had like different names back then. I hadn't developed like this whole HuntHux identity yet at that time, but yeah, bro, that was some like first recording shit for me was with Tuss, like where I really started to like really think about my craft and like start to kind of get into my own lane. Those are like some of the first. That was like the first studio I ever went to record and shit. So like, that's wild that
I wonder like if we were around. That's crazy.
That's wild.
So like
man.
we've been intertwined in each other's lives for I don't know how long until we just like really met up last year. And dude, I'm super excited for the future because
there's a lot of big shit coming up.
Big plans, and both of us do, and we can just make those even bigger.
It's crazy, bro. I'm so excited about the future.
Yeah.
And bro, just taking it day by day. Tomorrow we got Schlump. This group Bass Syndicate is throwing this Schlump show in PB. He had a fucking bowling alley that's like all neon lit up.
Alien bass music.
Alien bass music. Bro, that's just gonna be hard. Kapora's gonna be there. Shout out Kapora. Ronnie and Kevin, dude, they're legends.
Love them.
They do the hip hop bass shit, and they do it nice, bro.
They do
They're
it
fucking sick.
They're very
nice.
different,
bro, and they do everything
different.
live, man, which is so unreal. Like they're they're true musicians, man. Those boys are sick. Like they're fucking nice. So that, so they're playing tomorrow night, and yeah, this bowling alley. I don't know if they've done any events there, or if they have. I don't know what they've done, but I feel like tomorrow is going to be a big-ass show.
Agreed.
You guys are going to be there.
We've been telling them, mad people.
Yeah, bro. There's going to be a lot of people there. That's just going to be really fun. And, I mean, I'm excited to see that turnout, bro. That's going to be sick.
In the middle of PB on a Saturday? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's just going to be
me?
popping, bro. And I love that because San Diego's primarily house music, man. Yeah. Everybody, everywhere you go, it's just straight house music. And
so
it's nice to shake it up. It's nice to switch it up. It's nice to get.
We thank you for your services.
That vibe in there, you know.
So at Ready Set Whoa, we have this segment. It's the drip check. We want to know if you're rocking anything special, any brands you want to shout out, head to toe, whatever it is. If you got some rings on.
Yeah,
I
bro.
see you got a pouch on. I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah, I got this little gun sling on, man. This is like a little new thing I've been rocking. A guy from this company, Tote and Carry. And, bro, I have this thing on me always, and it's just comfy. I can wear jackets and shit over it. With the drip check, I got my Electric State hoodie on. Shout out Hefe, Electric State, man. That's a cool project I'm working on right now. And then I'm chilling in the sweats. I got those some Vans slip-ons.
Those are so sick.
Yeah, bro. So these Vans, bro, they're every little patch of color you see is a different material. Hale's got me these for Christmas. Just some swag, bro.
Looking cozy.
But just, bro, being cozy, man. It's like I'm so comfortable with Whoa. And just so in like a flow with you guys, and just this is just what fit, you know, to come up in here, just on the chiller shit, man. Of course, the comfiest shit, just always cruising.
Yeah, we're always feeling like that around you, bro. It's straight up family vibes. Anytime
so
we're
much
around.
love, bro.
So we appreciate you coming out.
Yeah, of course, boys.
I was just gonna say, thank you for your time. I know you're a busy man. You always can be doing something if you're not at the beach, if you're not producing, but. Yeah, to have this moment is special. Definitely something I'm going to remember for when we're all, when we're all 5 years in the future. This is going to be something to be special to look back on. So
for sure. Guys, thank you so much for having me out. To anyone watching, stay tuned. We're about to drop Feng Shui. About to drop a track called Back to the Lab. I got with Wasani and Lucid. We got a lot of cool projects coming up, guys. There's a lot of dank music about to get dropped, and just stay tuned.
HuntHux.
Yeah, look up HuntHux on everything. Yo, appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Bust up. Gonna be a big year.
Let's go.